What's up, guys? We have NASCAR news to go over. It was announced yesterday that Hailie Deegan, just like the rumors have reported, Hailie Deegan is switching from Toyota to Ford starting in the 2020 season, and she will go full-time ARCA for DGR Crosley in the number 4 Ford Fusion with sponsorship from Monster Energy and iK9, which were also sponsors for her when she was with Toyota, so they're following her to Ford. Yeah, she's going full-time ARCA, DGR Crosley. Obviously, that's now a Ford team. And she will also do select events in a Ford Mustang GT4 in the IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge. Select events starting at Daytona before the Rolex 24 with her teammate, another Ford performance driver, Chase Briscoe. She is now in the Ford up-and-coming drivers, the Ford performance upcoming drivers in the pipeline, along with Chase Briscoe, Ben Rhodes, and Austin Cindric. Cole Custer is the one that has graduated now since he is in the Cup Series. And, well, that's all that's announced. But no Truck Series news has been announced. We do know that DGR Crosley, the team she's going to, it has a pretty successful Truck Series team. And she wants to do Eldora. She wants to do Eldora, which the trucks go to. So it is possible that DGR Crosley, now Ford, could have Hailie Deegan do select truck races with Eldora probably being one of them, maybe some short tracks as well. So that's really nice. I mean, Hailie Deegan, I think, has a really strong future now that she's with Ford, Stewart-Haas Racing, all that. So, yeah, she's now a Ford development driver, just like the drivers I named, Cindric, Briscoe, and Rhodes. Custer graduated now. So they have DGR Crosley have put themselves in new Ford development drivers, up-and-comers. That's what Hailie Deegan is in now. They have started that with Hailie Deegan. And she said that Ford came to her, so that's why she wanted to switch. So that's really, really awesome to see there. And going along with the DGR Crosley news, for the Truck Series this time, though, we already knew they're Ford, Tanner Gray will drive full-time for DGR Crosley in the Truck Series, driving the number 15 Ford F-150. He did the past 3 races in the 2019 season for DGR Crosley, got top 20s in all of them, Martinsville, Phoenix, and Homestead. They were Toyotas then, obviously. And Tanner Gray, he's a 2018 NHRA Pro Stock champion, and he already got a win in K&N for DGR Crosley. I think it was K&N East, and I mean, top 20s in Truck Series is pretty impressive. He's been pretty impressive to his change over to stock car racing. Remember, he's a drag racer. He's a champion in that, and now he is going to stock cars and now trucks, and he already won K&N. So that's pretty awesome. And going full-time for DGR Crosley, the number 15. Busch Beer is back to sponsor the Clash at Daytona beginning in February 9th. And this is the first time Busch has sponsored them since 1997. They did it from 1979 to 1997, sponsoring the Clash. But then after that, they had Busch, just Budweiser, their company, sponsor it all the way from 1998 to 2011. And then from 2011 to present, it's just been a mix-up of a bunch of different sponsors. But now Busch Beer is back with that iconic Busch Beer Clash name, and they will be the sponsor of the 2020 Clash at Daytona, the Busch Beer Clash at Daytona. And yeah, 20 drivers are eligible, so that's awesome to see there. The 2020 Darlington theme has been announced and for the paint schemes, and obviously we know they're throwbacks, but what they're having is past, present, and future champions. So, I mean, that's kind of interesting. Like, how are they going to do a future champion? Or I'm guessing that they're probably going to put Hailie Deegan's sponsor or Hailie Deegan's paint scheme on one of them, and then they'll have Richard Petty, throwback, Jeff Gordon throwback, Tony Stewart throwback, Dale Earnhardt throwback, and then present, Kyle Busch, his championship 2019 winning paint scheme on somebody. Maybe Busch will have that. I mean, it might change slightly different for next year. And presents, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Larson. I mean that might be what they're trying to go ahead and do, Bell. So that might be what they're trying to do there. Henderson Motorsports, a Truck Series team who is part-time in the Truck Series, driving the number 75. This year was part-time Parker Kligerman, Chevrolet team. And they have an alliance with GMS Racing. They are looking to have development drivers. They are looking to have more races on their schedule. And to do that, more races on their schedule, they're going to have more drivers for up-and-comers. So they're going to have up-and-coming drivers to have like a development program over there, but they will also utilize their partnership with Parker Kligerman, so he'll still be a driver most likely. They'll have some races with him, and then some races with more development drivers, various ones. Tony Mrakovic said he wants to do it on Twitter, and yeah, so that's nice to see. So they'll have more races next year, that number 75, with various drivers, including Parker Kligerman, it seems like there. And yeah, we'll see what those young development drivers will be, who they will be. Dent Wizard, which has been a sponsor on Ryan Blaney's car for a few select races, the primary sponsor this year, seems like will continue to be on Ryan Blaney's car part-time. He won Talladega with that on his car, but they will also be on Brad Keselowski's car for select races. So that's really interesting. Primary sponsor there. And doesn't say they're leaving Blaney, but it doesn't mention that, but they are moving over to Keselowski for select races as his primary sponsor. I love that paint scheme, to be honest. Matt Crafton says he is a Truck Series lifer. He's not going anywhere. He is not retiring, has no plans of it anytime soon. We know he's the 2019 Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series champion. And I'm going to end this one off kind of on a sad note. Bill Simpson, legendary person for NASCAR, not just NASCAR, racing, motorsports, safety, has died at the age of 79 not too long ago earlier this week, and that's sad to see. It was such an iconic thing when he always set himself on fire, testing fire suits and helmets and all that, and it's actually kind of a little known fact that Chip Ganassi was the first one to set him on fire, so that's nice to see there. Lots of drivers and owners and people involved in motorsports wouldn't be here where they are right now without Bill Simpson. And just iconic, legendary motorsports helper and inventor for just various safety precautions and everything he's done, and even testing it on himself, like with that fire and Chip Ganassi. So that's a true legend right there. He has died at age 79 a couple days ago. We will miss you. All the drivers are bummed, and we are too. So biggest news is Hailie Deegan switching to Ford, like the reports have said, going full-time in the ARCA Menard series for DGR Crosley in that number 4. Sponsors Monster and I-K9 following her, which is pretty interesting, from Toyota. Quite interesting there. And yeah, part-time in IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge in that Mustang, starting at Daytona, and she'll also start her ARCA since she's full-time in ARCA, so that'll also be at Daytona. Yeah, she did a few ARCA races this year for Venturini Motorsports, which is Toyota, and she also has 3 K&N West wins with a Toyota with Bill McAnally Racing in that 19, which also had Monster as a sponsor, and she also had IK9 as a sponsor for her ARCA races, her few select ones in that 55 car. She was the 19 in K&N, which is now owned by ARCA. It's kind of a long story, but yeah, so Hailie Deegan, maybe do a few select truck races, possibly Eldora for DGR Crosley, since that team is what she's racing for in ARCA, and they are also a Truck Series team. And yeah, Tanner Gray also full-time for them in the Truck Series in the number 15 Ford. New Ford, they just switched to Ford. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and I will see you on the next one, whenever that is. So we'll see what other news is going on this week. Bye-bye.